Hello everyone, today I'm going to do an unpacking of the VBC Racing Lightning FX. This is one of a series of videos that I'll be doing for this chassis. So first off, I'm just going to show you what comes in the box, what to expect, and then in the next videos I'll be doing the build, and I'll show you um, some little tricks and tips and just things to be aware of when you're building your kit. Okay, so this is what we have here. We have the VBC Racing Lightning FX box. As you can see, it's all nicely designed with a nice picture. There's also a picture on the back as well. What comes in the box, you will have your manual right here, nicely detailed manual with also a parts listing included. So you have your manual, which is obviously important to build your car with. And then you have your VBC Racing decals, which they provide, and also some other decals with the Lightning FX on there, which is a nice touch. And then we'll go straight into the parts, and let's take a look here. We have your carbon fiber chassis. You have your main chassis and then your lower pod plate. And it's labeled step 1, which obviously indicates that's the first thing you need to open. And then you have step 2 and 3, which will have your side links and your aluminum rear pod bulkheads, and you have other bits and pieces in there. So you kind of get the gist of what's going to happen here. This is obviously where the battery retainer is and the dual damper tubes, which come with the kit. Then you have your differential package here, all nicely done. You get a multiple ride height adjusters. 8 and 10. This looks like it's the dealing with the front end, which will come with your kingpin and springs, which is nice to have. So that's 8 and 10. And then you will have 11 to 15, which interestingly is what the manual comes in. I'm not too sure why they did that, but not to worry. So that's 11 to 15. Then you have your shock, which is your 16, 17. Then you got your 18, 19 step. And then you will have this package here, which is your front end design, which doesn't actually have a label. Maybe they forgot to put a label on this. I'm not too sure, but all the parts for that step are all included. Obviously, all the parts for each step are all included in one bag, so not to worry. Then you have your ball bearings here. One thing to keep in mind is these ball bearings right here. These are your like standard size axle bearings. They're not your like millimeter size bearings. These are your typical 1/12 scale pan car bearings. So just keep that in mind when you're replacing the axle bearings. The other bearings are probably in millimeters, especially for the front bearings and the front bearings here and these bearings right here, which are probably what will go into the differential housing and to hold the spur gear on. All right, then you have your oils and greases. So you have your silicone side damper oil here and your ball differential grease, and then you have your damper oil, which by the looks of it is I think that's 35 weight shock oil. And you have your screws, which one thing I do wish they would have done is they put the screw bags in with each individual steps. But I don't think it will be a huge issue to sort things out. You'll probably have to reference the manual to, get the screws set up for the right step. But just take your time and figure out how everything goes. Just separate the screws for each step. It shouldn't be a huge issue. I think that's the only little headache that I would have with building this kit, but the way that they've laid everything out, the way that the parts look, it looks like really high-end stuff. I know that they've improved the plastics considerably from previous models, so that's definitely out of the equation. So yeah, next video I'm going to do the builds, and I'll make comments on areas to keep a focus on. And yeah, I'm really excited to build this kit. It looks like the quality of parts are top notch. The machining is really well done on the carbon fiber and the aluminum. Uh, the shock body for the center damper, it looks really nice. Nice deep anodizing on the aluminum parts, and there's a lot of um, really interesting design features that I think a lot of companies could take a look at. And I'll let you know about those features, and yeah, I'll let you know how the build goes. Okay, bye bye.